And yeah, we're disappointed. We've got a young team in there.
Did you do a job interview with Japanese rugby a couple of weeks before the World Cup? And if so, what was the thinking?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah, I'm not sure whether we can use experience as an excuse, but it's definitely part of our issue. I'm committed to coach Australia.
Next year?
I'm committed to coach Australia. And I apologise for the results. I keep saying that. But to doubt my commitment to the job, I think is a bit red hot.
So Eddie did go for the croissants after all. Was very interesting to watch that post-match conference. I knew he would come and say, it's all my fault. It's all my fault. But still referring back to the experience and keep referring to Australian rugby is in trouble. And denying totally, I don't know what you're talking about the Japan applications that's leaked out. It is in a very, very bad place, and his credibility is close to zero in the world right now. For me personally, I've lost all respect. The way that he's approached everything with this Australian side, and just his ignorance, the way he attacked the media, the public, everyone around him, even Australian fans, all his ads that he brought out, he was kind of like challenging Australian rugby fans to say, oh, you think we can't win the World Cup and stuff, we'll show you. Big talk, no action. He has not done very well with England either in the last while. Eddie's been a good coach over his career. It's not like he says don't kick a man when he's down, but it's the way that he owns up, but he doesn't own up because it's like, it's all my fault, mate, but it's because we had a young team. But hold on, why do you have a young team? It's because you left all the experienced players at home. Makes no sense, mate. You just contradict yourself. You left a Quade Cooper and a Hooper at home that they have to be TV commentators right now because you kind of felt you wanted a young team. You can have a young team, but you need some experience, man. They were throwing balls around like they were playing sevens rugby and knocking on loads of balls, and you could see that Australian spirit is down. The Wallabies, I feel sorry for the players because it must be really hard to be playing under a coach like this. The Australians just did the Fijians a huge favour. We know Wales will go through on top, and I don't see the Fijians from here losing any of their games. So they'll go through second. And let's be honest, Roy Louis, deserves this so much more than what Eddie does. Eddie Jones is not deserved to be here. And in my opinion, it's time for the guy to retire. Anyway, this is not all about Australian rugby, but rather let's talk about Fijian Rugby Union and what the future holds for them. So I must tell you, at this point now, when I say they could make a semi-finals of this World Cup, maybe even a finals, it's real. It's a bold statement. There's still some big games to play. But let's have a look at how this pool looks right now. So we know you get 4 points for each win. Wales have played the 3 games and got 4 points for each. That's 12. Plus the 2 points bonus points, which puts them on 14 with a great plus 60 score aggregate. So let's look at Australia. Australia only have 1 game left. So let's say they get the win, which they should. Then that will put them on 10 points. And let's say they get a bonus point. I don't even know if they'll be able to do that. Let's say they do play a devil's advocate. They end on 12 points. Fiji's got 2 games left. Let's say they play both games and they win. That'll already put them on 14 points. And then it's just about bonus points. So if they can win both of their games, Fiji, with bonus points, they even have a shot ending on top of this table. But I've got to say, I feel that if there's a team that will still make bonus points in their last game, it will be Wales. So I don't see Wales not winning the last game with also bonus points. So let's say Wales will end up at top, and Fiji should definitely be going in second. If they play hard and they can get bonus points with their next game, they are set to make it to that quarter final. And boy, I think most people in the world, me as a Springbok supporter, I'm very happy for Fiji. I want to see Fiji there. I want to see teams that want to play rugby. And this is going to be amazing. So what would that mean then? Who will Fiji play if they end second in this table? Well, they will play England. So if they end second in the table, they will play England, and Wales will either play Samoa and Japan. But guys, it doesn't matter if you have an easy quarterfinal or a hard one. Everyone's got to play everyone to make it to that final. And the quicker you get into the tough games, the better. You can see in the pool A and B, probably better for those teams. You look at South Africa and Ireland, they've played tough games. Now they're more prepared. It's not a bad thing. So I definitely think Fiji and England quarterfinal, here we come. And we will talk more about that, because that is going to be something phenomenal, because we know what happened the last time that these two teams met each other. And even though England is looking good at the moment, you've got to say the opposition is not the best. Even Argentina is very poor in this World Cup. I don't know what's happened to that team. They seem to be kind of decent at rugby championships and then fall apart at a World Cup. Their last World Cup, they didn't have a bad campaign. This World Cup, I don't see Argentina even making it the way it is going now. They still have a shot. But yeah, between Samoa, Japan and Argentina, that would play out probably against Wales. So it's pretty much looking like it's fully on the cards for Fiji to be playing England. So, I mean, it will give them time, even in that last game, even if they haven't played that last game. If they play that last game, maybe rest some players, and then to really start putting their focus and thinking of how did they beat England, and even improve on that. Because I tell you, the team that beat England in the warm-up matches is not the same team that played in the last few games, you know, like against Australia. And I think the Fijians can bring it. It's going to be a mammoth game for them to get past that quarterfinal. But I've got a feeling Fiji, when they get into this quarterfinals, they're going to just be stepping up a gear and even being better. These guys play for a lot. We know of all the politics and all the stuff that's gone on in Fiji and all these Pacific islands that, you know, these guys don't all earn big money. And for them, it's a huge honor making it to this quarterfinal. And it's going to be good to see these rugby players being rewarded with recognition, and for people to see who they are. We're going to start getting to know these names now, you know. It's a lot of names that a lot of people didn't know about before they made their name in the world stage. They will all get known now, and probably a lot of these guys will get contracts after this. But hopefully, you know, we can get the Fijian rugby to a point where they can start playing in the rugby championship and have enough strong players coming through, because Fiji breathes rugby. It's all they do. I mean, it's almost like a religion to them. They love it that much, you know. I shouldn't say religion, because I know a lot of them are Christians, but I mean, it is that serious to them. So I'm sure the Fijian team can, like the likes of Italy in the Six Nations, this Fijian team should come into the rugby championship. And I think it will be a great addition in years to come. And you'll know so many of these players by their names, because really, these guys have got talent. And as this team gets together, this Fijian team could just build and build. They've got the physical attributes, all the physical attributes. They just need to play clever rugby. If they play clever rugby, they slow it down a bit, don't play too loose. You saw against Australia today, Wales versus Australia. Australia tried to throw the ball around, not play with some structure. The Welsh came with more structure. They slowed it down a bit. They ran it through their hands, ran hard lines. They had a bit of a rush defense going, put the Australians under a lot of pressure, and Australia couldn't cope with it. I do believe that if this Fijian team just can keep building on that structure, keep the kicking game in their game, and not isolate from their forwards to kind of clean out every time, so that they can have that first, second, third phase ball and build on phases. This backline, there's no ways that this backline won't break, have line breaks and score tries. Guys, I feel really sorry for Australian rugby, but they don't deserve to move on. Let's face it. I am really glad for Fijian rugby, so really excited to see what the future brings. I will be supporting Fiji as they go through to the quarters from this side of the pools. My team obviously is the Springboks, but they won't meet anytime soon. And obviously, I live in New Zealand. That's my second team. But from the C and D pools, I'm definitely going to be supporting this Fijian team to make it through. and I want to see them in the semi-finals, man. I want to see them beat England again. It's going to be a different story, a different game. The likes of a George Ford will have to be marked, but we'll talk more about that when we get there. If you enjoyed my video, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be catching you in the next one. Remember, if you subscribe, you'll appear on my home screen and you'll see my upcoming videos. The channel's been growing tremendously, and I can just thank every single one of you for supporting me. Thanks for that, and see you in the next one. Bye.